Welcome back to our tutorial on how to make an SR1 mod, Slime Rancher 1 mod. Today we're going to be doing a slime plort and adding a Slimepedia. So let's begin. First off, we're going to be using another library we weren't using before. You can also do this without adding a library if you want. There's also two options for this. This is because we're going to be adding icons, and to add icons there are two main methods. You have the conversion method and you have the asset bundle method. And for now, we're not going to be using asset bundles, so we're going to have to use the conversion method. Luckily, we have a nice library mod that exists known as AssetLibs. AssetLibs gives you essentially everything you'll need to do it. So we'll be using that. There are ways of doing it. If you install an application called dnspy, you can go and look inside if you want to use this without installing the having used the library with your mod. Alright. Now that we are here, we need some more IDs for our plort and our Slimepedia. So first we're going to create another ID. We're going to call this ID plort. Now we're going to create another one, and we don't want an identifiable ID. Instead, we're going to go to pedia director dot ID, and it's going to still give us an error saying that this already contains a definition. Since we're putting this all in one class called IDs, we're going to have to give this a different name. We're going to call this pedia underscore crazy cool slime. All right. Now we're going to need to make our new textures, our new icons. Since we're just adding a plort and a slime in, let's go here, and we're going to go look up something. We're going to go look up a pink plort. Actually, let's look up boom plort icon. We can look at this, or we can just go here to the fandom page. They have a lot of the IDs. This is not what I wanted. Crafted with boom plorts. No, plorts. Where on earth are we? All right. I am lost. All right, let's see. Plort icons. Here it is. Should give us the boom plort icon. Boomplort.png, where you can go ahead and save image as. We're going to go ahead and go to, this is our repository. You'll have to go find this on your own for your own. I'm going to go here. Some people would put this in its own type of file section instead of their thing. So they have a folder called assets. We're not going to do that here. We're going to call this our crazy cool plort. .png. This is important because otherwise it'll be in a weird format. We're going to save this. Now we're going to open this. I use GIMP to edit PNGs. You can use whatever you like. And a very easy way of making an icon is just to take an icon that exists in the game and just edit it a bit. If you're a good artist, you can probably make your own designs yourself. But since I'm not that great of an artist, we're going to be using this. And what's a good design for our slime? Our crazy cool slime is going to, let's see, what's a good color combination? Let's go with, let's use the curves function because curves can give you a lot of interesting stuff. Let's go to red, and we can make red look like this, you know. Yeah, that looks cool, doesn't it? Then we can go to green channel and possibly up this up. Make it look real cool. Ooh, look at that design. That's a nice design we got here. And blue. Blue's not really that useful. Blue's not too interesting. Okay, this looks good. We're going to go ahead and override this design. Now we need one for our slime as well. So let's go get to the boom slime icon. We can go here, and it should have its icon. We can go to SR1, we can get its icon right here, and we're going to save image as. Same place, we're going to call this our crazy cool slime. save to open file again. Go here, and we can apply the exact same thing that we did to the other one just by going here. Look at that funky dude. And then we can overwrite crazy cool slime. And now we have both of our things. We can discard changes. You could save those if you want. And now we have our two files. We can go back to our thing. You might be like, where are they? Well, you're going to have to go up here and click show all files. And then you're going to see them. And now you have to go here and click include in project. And as I told you before with mod info, we're going to have to build these as embedded resources. Cool. Now that we have our icons installed, we can continue on and go for here. Now we're going to actually need to be using a part of the simple SR mod library. We're going to go simple SR mod library dot creation. This is a very useful set in the main part of the mod. So we can plort creation dot plort preload. This is because we're in preload. This loads before a lot of the load functions of the game. And import preload. Going to force to this, and this doesn't require that much. We're just going to go IDs dot crazy cool plort. We're going to give it our name, which is crazy cool plort, and this is going to be false. Now we've preloaded this. Now for our Slimepedia, I believe, I don't remember. We're also going to put another thing in here, which is called spawner creation. Spawn creation dot create single zone spawner. We're not going to create a new spawner for this. We're just going to use one single spawn. We're going to use a pre-existing simple type of spawner. We're going to put in our IDs dot crazy cool slime. We're going to say now we have another type of enum, which is zone enum. And where should we make it spawn? Will be interesting. Well, let's just make it easy for ourselves. We can make it the reef and spawn amount. This doesn't need to be too high. We're going to go 0. That should be good. Now, this should be everything we need in preload. I don't believe there's anything that needs to be done in for Slimepedias. And now we have this. Right here is where we're going to first create our var. We're going to call this our crazy cool plort equals plort creation dot create plort. And then we're going to run another thing right after it, which is plort creation dot plort load. And then we're going to load our plort in. This requires a lot more stuff as well. So first we need our name. Our plort name is crazy cool plort, of course. Next we need our ID, which is our crazy cool plort. Now we need our vac size. For most items, this is going to be normal. But if you ever had something that was like a Largo or you didn't want it to be backable, you would set this to something else. So, for example, there is large, which is like a Largo, and giant is supposed to be for things you can't back, as far as I understand it. Now we need to create 3 colors. What was the colors of our thing? Well, it was about green, orange, and black. So let's do color dot. Right. We have to add in Unity Engine now. So using Unity Engine at the top. Now we have color, and we're just going to do this the simple and easy way. We're going to do color.green, we're going to do color.black, we're going to do color.orange. You can also, actually, we don't have an orange, so we're going to actually have to do this now. New color 32. You can also do new color, but it's easier in most cases to do this because this is going to use 255 values. So in our new color, we're going to set this to should red be? Our red should be 255 is good. Gee, let's make it slightly dim. 255, 120, we'll just set this to something like 10, and then this should be 255. Alpha will always be super high for most cases. You rarely will set this to something that isn't 255. Now that we have this, we're going to set this. Next, we need the plort ID. This is IDs.create_plort. Now, this function creates something called a game object, which is something in Unity, which represents essentially objects and things in the game. Who would have guessed? This is going to return that, and that's being saved into our little variable here. Now we're going to put this variable into here for the input of our plort to load. So next is our plort base price, which our base price is going to be pretty high because we have a very valuable plort here. And the variant, that's a weird way of putting it, is how much it can change. And we want this to be, let's put it really high. Normally you put this as a lower number because you don't want it to change too much or it can be kind of wonky. So now we're going to put in crazy cool plort. Our icon, here we're going to put in texture utils, and it's going to error because we haven't added our reference. This is where we're going to use asset libs to load in our icons. So next we're going to do create load image. Our file name is crazy cool plort. Crazy cool plort. I believe you have to put .png. I could be wrong. We'll see. And then we're going to do create sprite. This will turn it into a sprite from being an image or a texture, I believe. That's what this creates. Yeah, texture 2D. Next, we have plort item fill color. We can just set this to, let's set this to our nice orange color. So we can copy you. You could save this color in a variable if you wanted to. Can it be sold? True. Can be refined. This is if you want it to be able to be put in the refinery. I'm going to set this to true for later. And this will be false. We have a real plort. Alright, cool. This should do everything we need. And load in our plort. Next, we're going to go to slime creation. And we're actually going to do var slime, crazy cool slime. Cool slime creation. Dot. Now, there's a lot of different settings, depending on what you're doing. And we're going to be doing the regular one, which is base create, which looks like a big behemoth, but a lot of these are just different colors. So that's important to remember. And this is going to have a very similar system to the other one, where we also will have slime creation. And slime creation dot load slime. And this takes in a tuple. The tuple that it takes in is our slime to load, which is just our crazy cool slime. So that's done. Now we have to create our slime. First of all, we have to get our slime's ID, which is the crazy cool slime. Now we have our slime's name. The name of our slime bee. Let's call it, well, of course, this is the ID name, which I kind of forgot how this one works. I think that this should be crazy cool slime like this. Oops. Anyway, next is definition name. This can be pretty much whatever you want. So we're gonna do crazy cool slime. Next is our object name. The format for this is slime and then crazy cool works. And then this is the appearance name, which is what will actually show up. It's gonna be crazy cool slime. Cool. Next, we have the definition base. This doesn't matter too much. We're just going to set you to boom slime. And if you do this in Visual Studio, it should just show you the regular ones. Any regular enum. If you created one, you have to put in IDs first. Next, we're going to do the object base, which will also be the boom slime. And I think our visual bases will also both be boom slimes. The object base will decide what's called components that will automatically be in your slime. So if you want it to explode, it will have boom slime. Tornadoes would be like dervish and things like that. The visual base 1 sets its model, what models you'll have automatically in your slime. For boom slime, this doesn't really mean much, but for other slimes, such as tabby, it would add the ears and tail. And lastly, we have this second visual base. Again, we're going boom slime. This would set what type of material. So the outward appearance, not the model, but the actual texture of the slime. It kind of changes how the texture looks with certain special properties. For boom slime, this adds the cracks and stuff. Slime diet is equal to, yes, this is the food group, so what type of stuff we want to eat. Our crazy cool slime seems like the type of slime that would be a vegetarian, right? Yeah, he eats his veggies. Next is his favorite. For now, we can set this to just something generic. Let's go with the heartbeat. That shouldn't be, right, it's called the beet veggie. Next, we have its add food. Now, this is if you want it to be able to eat something extra that it can't eat in its normal diet. We'll say for our crazy slime that it eats lava dust. Now, its favorite toy. This just has to be a slime toy, or it can be something else maybe, although I don't know if that actually works. Let's set its slime toy to a bomb, because it is the bomb. Now, we can select, have to do is plort ID, which is the plort that we made earlier. Next, we have, can it be a Largo? For now, we're going to set this to false. Later on, we might set this to true. So actually, let's just go ahead and set it to true. Slime icon. Again, same as last time. We're going to go texture utils dot create dot load image. It's going to be crazy cool slime this time. .png. And this is going to be .create. Next, we have the vac size. Again, if you want this to be like a Largo, or if you want it to be like a unvacuumable, you would set this to something else. But for now, we're just going to set this to normal because we want to be able to suck up our slime. Now, can it be eaten by tar? This is true. And now we have our first visual thing. Shininess, which all of this will be editing the exact material. Shininess is kind of complicated. For now, we're going to have 0 shine. Gloss makes it kind of look reflective. We're going to have this be pretty low. Next, we have our visual base to top color. This is the color of the top of our slime. We're going to do for this color .green. Next is the middle color. Again, this was like our plort. We're going to have black. And then for the last one, we should have this copied from before, where we have the orange for the bottom color. Next, we have the specular color, which is kind of like the color of the shine on the slime. For our slime, this can be color.white. Very easy. It's very simple. Now we have the visual mouth top color, mid color. Top, mid, and bottom colors for the mouth. Let's go look at our slime. Our slime texture, I think, just had green and white, so we will select color green and color white and color green again. That. Next, we have eyes. Now, the eye colors are a bit complicated. I don't exactly understand how they work, but you have color. You have what's called eyes red, eyes green, and eyes blue. You can mess with this to figure out exactly how it all works. For us, we will just set these all to colors green, colors black, color green. Also, by the way, in the last episode, I put IDs into this over here. In a lot of cases, you actually want it to have its own file, but for the simplicity of this, I just decided to put it all in one file. Anyway, continue. Next, we have what's called the palette colors. The palette colors are going to be what colors it makes when it splats around for these three, and the final one is going to decide what color it fills your inventory with. So these splat colors can just be the same as the colors of the slime, which is color.green, color.black, and our orange color. And for the fill inventory, let's just set it to our orange color again. Cool. Now that we've set all of this up, we now have our slime in game and we have our plort. This should be all we need to do our first test. So let's go ahead and test it and see if we get any errors before we go ahead and make our Slimepedia. So we're going to go here again. You go mods, you get to your debug folder, you'll find your mod, we'll put it in. Real easy. And then we'll load up the game and see if it works. All right, Slime Rancher is loading. Slime Rancher takes a little while to load sometimes. I was having someone review the video I made last time, make sure I didn't make any mistakes. So now, let's see how long it takes before this loads up. And then we can maybe use this a little bit to show some examples of how you might use this information. So there we go. Look at that. No errors. So far everything looks good. Let's this is a mod testing file of mine. Let's go ahead and run this one. See if it loads up. You can create your own mod testing saves, which is definitely recommended to not test them onto your main saves and create separate saves. You'll probably create a lot of these as they'll break quite often when you're making mods. And it looks fine. This is from one of my other mods. So this area should work. Now let's go ahead and do spawn crazy cool slime. And look at that. There's our slime in game. We didn't set the inner color. So this. Look at him. Looks cool. We can pick him up. He has his icon. Do this. If we go get one of our veggies here, and we can get to him. Eat it. And there we go. There's our plort as well, which also works. If we go over here in this area, you can go ahead and put this in here, and it gives us 29 coins. So there you go. So far everything works, but as you'll see, as you saw, we don't have a Slimepedia yet. So let's go ahead and create that now. Let me go ahead and check how long we've been so far, just to see how I'm doing. 23 minutes. All right, this is a little taking longer than I expected. So there is a lot needed in Pedia creation. Isn't it Pedia creation? Slimepedia creation. Dot. We're going to create a Slimepedia for a slime. We also need to do Slimepedia creation dot load Slimepedia icon and preload. Both of these can be done here. All of these. So these do different activities. First of all, let's go to the first one, which is PDID sprite icon. Our Pedia ID is, of course, IDs.pedia. And then we're going to create our icon, and we can go fetch our icon from over here. And again, you might save this in a variable if you wanted to, but this should work for now. We just want to do it like this without having to create a ton of variables. Next, we have preload Slimepedia creation. Again, we're going to have our Slimepedia ID, and this is what it's a pedia of. So this is our slime's ID, and what this is going to do is connect it to our slime. so that every time when we actually pick up the slime, it actually realizes that's what it's supposed to do. This is the pedia category. For slimes, you're going to put it into the slimes category, but there are other categories if you wanted to, such as the resources category, tutorials, areas, whatever. All right, now we have to set up our Slimepedia. So first, we're going to create our Pedia ID. Next, we have our intro. This is what shows up as the little text in the thing when it pops up. I'm going to say, look at this cool slime. And we can set the diet to veggies, since that's what it eats. Its favorite for now, it is the heartbeat. Right? I think it's heartbeat. I'm stupid. Is it? No, it's with two E's. I had it right the first time. Whatever. All right. Next is Slimeology. Of course, you can put whatever Slimeology you want. This slime was born from the depths of coolness and studied as to how it can be so cool. Next, we have risks. Slime is so cool, it has to blow up all the heat in it every now and then. Photonomics, used in cool outfits. There we go. That should work for now. So this should be everything we need to set up the pedia. Also, I said I was going to show you how to use this a bit. So we can go crazy cool slime. Then we can go .item2, which is our game object. And then we can go and do get component. And what will be easier is just get the boom slime explode. So, boom slime explode. So grab this. We can actually just set this to a variable called crazy cool explode. Close this, and we have to set what it is. So this is a boom slide explode. Yep. Now we're gonna go crazy cool explode dot. Let's see. Let's look up blast. No, radius. Explode radius. And you can see all of these. Explode power can be times equals, let's make it a very powerful explosion, really blow people's socks off. And then explode radius, but we're going to divide equals this by 10. So it's a very short radius, but when you get close to it, it'll blast everything really far away. And it can still do the normal damage. So this should all be good. Now that we've added our behavior and we've added our Slimepedia stuff in, we can see if it works. So let's run code analysis and let's build and express active issues. Then we're going to go to debug mods and we can shove this in our here. We'll replace it. You could save all of your small little changes if you want. Now we'll be launching. And let's see how it is. You can also use the slime definition, the item 1, to change things like its diet and things like that if you wanted to. But for here, we just change the game object. We can also change other behaviors. You could add components if you wanted to, which is something we'll look into later, where we're going to add a custom behavior to a slime later on. So this should be fine. It should work. Since we already unlocked the slime, it won't pop. We won't be able to get it to pop up. Oh, wait. What happened? Something error. Wait. There we go. It worked. But Wait, did it work? Oh, it's because. There we go. There we go. Those are some weird Internet Explorer nonsense. Oh, there we go. Okay. Looks like we forgot to set something, but um, the rest of it looks. Look at this cool slime. Gosh. So you can see all this. We need to set this t.pedia though, which I don't remember how you set the t.pedia. Looks like it's not set up properly here, so we might have to do this the manual way. And I might even say missing bundlepedia. Crazy cool slime. So go ahead and close this. And we'll do this the good old manual way. So we'll go in here and we're going to add our, we're going to go to pedia, is it pedia director dot add, how you do this. So let me quickly go look, how you do it. So long since I've had to do it. So it's a translation batcher. Okay. Close this now. And we can go to translation batcher. You need to be using srml.sr for this. Dot add pedia translation. If you're wondering what the key is, then we have to go over and we can go find it in our log file, which is something important. So you go to your user, you're going to go to app data, which is a hidden file. You can go look up how to find it in files. You're going to go to Monami Park here, and we can find our SRML log. Here's our SRML log. And can we find it up here? Doesn't look like I can find it up here. Missing translation, and it says the key is this. So this is your key here. What we're going to want. So go back. This is our key. We need to set up the string. Oh, oh. Can you not? Just all right. And then you have to set up the value, which is just, of course, crazy slime. Oh, fixed it. And that should work to replace this. So ideally, I would have put this in correctly, but it looks like I did not. So let's go ahead and run now. Did I update it? Did I update our file? I don't remember if I updated our file. I might be a dum-dum. Hold on, let me go check. It does not look like I updated it. Right. This is just showing you the process of things that we all do every now and then. Let's just forget to update it. This should be the one. I have dnspy installed, so if I ever want to, I can open one of these files up. It should open up in its own little thing here. There it is, loading dnspy. And dnspy will let you look inside of mods if you ever want to see how they work. Which is something, if you want to advance more into modding, you're going to have to be able to do at some point. But for now, we won't be doing this much. I'm just doing this to check something real quick. And yes, this is in our mod, this file. So anyway, now we can run it. Anyway, it's loading. It will go away if you click off on something else, which I did, so that's why it's not showing up here. And sorry this one is so much longer than the other one. We're adding a lot more stuff this time. So naturally it's a bit longer. There we go. So far everything looks like it's working. We can continue again and see if it this time worked. And if we go to Slimepedia, crazy cool slime. So there you go. That's how you make your own little slime here. We can also, by the way, go home real quick. You know what? Yeah, I will. I'll go home the proper way. Actually, no, let's not go home the proper way. Have some fun. Depending on the amount of mods you installed, you might be able to see this in the normal market, but since I have a lot of mods installed, I have to go here, and if you go here, you can go and find the our plort, crazy cool plorts right here. Look at that. So you can find it right here. It's inside of your thing. And it would pop up on here if you had less mods installed. So if it was like your only mod, then it would probably show up here. Anyway. So, yep. Anyway, that should be good for now. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope it was useful for you. If you have any questions, you can, of course, leave them below. So, all right. See you next time.